Hi there, everybody. Alchemist Lion here, and I am with my alternate self, and we, I guess, he, we have decided to put Canny in the air. We have removed any floor trap that we would possibly be able to use, and we do not have any walls that are connected to the ground like so. The only walls we can have are ones that are connected to the ceiling only. So nothing connected from the ground. Now, definitely probably not something I would recommend copying unless you just wanted a fun challenge. But it was a challenge for me and something I wanted to do since I saw the first floating AFK endurance in Stonewood, and I was told that Canny and Twine just wouldn't be possible of this sort of setup, and I kind of really wanted to prove it wrong. I got Twine to wave 30, but I had to fight for about 9 waves when I was doing some things in Twine but not recording. I definitely want to do it again, but now that it's nerfed, I know it definitely won't go as far, but it is something I might revisit. But at this time, I've done it in Canny. I was only able to go about 23 AFK without any assistance. However, the only thing I had to do to get it to wave 30, which is the run that you're going to see, albeit very close call not getting there, but I needed to have supercharged traps as a team perk. Basically, I had to move base around. And that was basically all I did. There was no shooting, no fighting. I did heal a few walls here and there, but I really tried to stay out of it. I really just wanted to watch this work, and it's quite the beast. So I guess it's time to grab a snack and enjoy the show. So we're here at home base, going on wave 1. I have base set up on the roof there, and just to see what I can get away with running base on this floaty Canny endurance. Hitting the far northwest amp right up here, and then wave 2 is underway, and we'll go underneath here and take a look at what we got going. So over on this side, everything again, it's all floating and hovering, so nothing is braced on any sort of floors that you can stabilize on. Everything is basically connected by the ceilings, like so. And I'll go down this side, and we'll just take a look down here and see how things are going. And so base isn't connected over on that part, but I kind of have a hanging part right here. So with no floor traps, we're primarily using the ceilings, and then anywhere I can get away with it, I'm basically just using dynamos and darts to get some effect. And you'll notice here, I have hovering dynamos on this side where it wouldn't be able to be placed normally, but I'm not putting anything along the wall because you can place things there normally. And then anywhere they're walking up, they're basically getting hit with darts as they're coming up here too, along that side. And then there's still all this up here that they haven't hit yet and probably won't hit yet for a while. Yeah, this is basically the northwest amp. And you'll see right from spawn, I'm attacking them from the get-go. And then they come up here and get hit, and then they get hit here. So yeah. Wave 2. Alright, so we are here now on our B amp. This one's kind of right in the north area. And there's a few different paths. We have base kind of set up right above here. And so they have this path up here that they'll sometimes walk up. All coded. And then they'll like to walk up here. Okay, good to know that that will break, because I have stuff that was there that broke. And I still don't even have half that trapped out, which is kind of funny. I don't find they walk that tunnel though. The smashers like to come up here and then they fall down here. And then walk up this way. And he's dead. And we'll just hop up over here. We'll take a look and see what's going up top. If I can get up there. Oh, there we are. So up top here, we have it, you know, all open, darted up, and drop traps. And the drop traps are all kind of oriented to push them down into this hole if they walk around it in any way. So they're all kind of set up that way. So if they even try to walk this way, they're still being tried to toss down here. But if they did manage to pass it, I still have everything set up to float and kill. Like I said, nothing's braced on the floors. Everything's hovering. Even right here, it's all hovering. And I'm just getting away with what I can. And the main struggle with Kenny is I've tried to avoid breaking any more of the terrain than I already have in the past. So you'll notice I haven't set anything here because that would connect to that and it would defeat the whole purpose of it being floaty. So we'll walk down this side first and see how the spawn is all set up. And then there's a few paths they can go. They'll go through this way. As well as they come over this way. To try to get here. So they're not going to get very far in these first few waves, but once they get kind of closer in here, you'll notice towards the back end, anywhere I can get a wall that's floating, I do. And then I'm still trying to path them certain directions instead of just walking straight ahead with this, because it is still blocking them. They have to divert around, and they get hit by more traps. And you'll see down here, if they try to walk down these paths, it's basically all dynamos and darts hitting them on top of all the ceiling traps that I have set up. And then everything's kind of, again, floating but blocking off everything here. And then lots of times, if there's a dynamo, there's a dart behind it. And then near the amp, it's more gas traps and zappers. So they spawn in, and you'll see like anywhere there's a dart, it's floating. Anywhere there's a dynamo, it's floating. I mean, this is crossed over from my D-imp amp there, but and then where they're walking and they spawn in, we have darts hitting them all over, and they come up here, there's darts over there shooting. As they come up, there's more dynamos, Zapomaxes, and darts here, and as they walk over here, they're still getting hit with all those darts, and then all these traps. But yeah, this is wave 6, the bonus wave. So wave 7, we're at the northwest amp here. You see I kind of have a bit of spawn trapping. And then the 3 paths they take, this one, everything is hovering, floors, dynamos, and darts all the way down. And then as they get down here, more ceiling traps. Again, I don't have everything fully trapped out. I wanted to keep it underbuilt. But we have darts. Even here, there's supposed to be darts right here if they go down, but they won't come down this way. They all want to converge to this one spot. So when they come down this pathway, they'll come to this spot. And when they come down here, and you'll notice as we walk up, everything is hovering. All the darts being shot. I probably could even had another dart right here. Lots more I still could do on this. But this is way more effective than I was anticipating. Alright, so I don't have supercharged traps set up yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting down and setting this up. That's not what I want it to do. There we go. So I'll put that down there. It will light up a bit. And then I'll show you this one. I'm pretty sure we have already looked at this, but this is my B amp from the east. And this is basically where Sinkhole is. So you'll notice here I have taken some liberties. This will get trashed eventually with a spawn, but for the first little bit, it's a very good cushion to help alleviate some of the stress being placed on some of these other traps over here. So as they round the corner, just like that Flinger found out, this dart is deadly. But I still have all the ceilings set up. Now a lot of times they'll come over this way and they'll walk up this route. And again, because I didn't want to get rid of a lot of the structures in here on top of what I've already destroyed, I could only go so far. I couldn't go all the way around here because everything here is still structured up. And then up here you can't build. So I have a break or a pause where I can't do anything. And then I just continue it over from this side. And then Mini Boss Guy, he's going to go around. He breaks a few of the stuff that I had set up here, but I kind of just let him do it. It keeps him busy. He'll try to chase me too occasionally, but yeah, this is how I have Sinkhole from the east set up, with nothing touching the walls and nothing touching the floors. And I do find sometimes they like to come up here and throw, flingers especially, so I have darts. Anywhere that I've had to deal with flingers, I've kind of put darts in there just to try to deter them from wanting to throw. And again, everything is just floating and hovering. Nothing is built where it's stabilized, aside from the 2 spots by my home base amp. Everything else is floating. And now right here, you'll say, but hey, look, you have darts on the ground. This is along a river. You can't actually build here. Let me just show you. Let me just go. Oh, that's going to be attached to a wall, so it doesn't actually show very well there. But all of this is actually hovering. If I broke the supports, it would all break away because you can't actually build along the water or over top of it. Like you see, I can't even show you my build because when I go here, it won't actually build there. It's not buildable. So I made sure all these spots were non-buildable before I built, just to really still stick with that hovering feature. And yeah, see, spawn just broke. Because we're going to go into wave 9, which is hotspots. Okay, so we're at wave 9 now, and we're doing hotspots. I put my base down right here, kind of right in the middle, in between spawn and the amp. And now what I'll do is I'll just start from the amp side, and we'll move towards spawn. And you'll see, I mean, hotspots won't really have any impact on this at all, just because there's no floors or walls to impact. So really this is kind of like just the joke war games. There is a lot of TNT, so I will try to avoid them just because they will hit the 1 high ceilings and I don't want to wreck anything. But we'll come down through on this side. So if you see here, everything is floating. I could probably do it over here just because it's not going to matter if they tried to blow me up here. And then there's a few different spawns. So this is where we were just a little bit ago, and you notice that 2 of my walls already broke. Like I kind of already knew they would, but again, I was more doing that just to give myself a little cushion, save some of the durability up the road, and really they're pathing a few different ways. They'll come up this way, which everything is trapped out. And again, I can't build here, and everything is still floating. And then this again, the river, this isn't a place you can normally build, so it's just being supported from the ceiling, not the floor. And same as if I go on this side, same as this one right here, it's over the water. You can't actually build here normally, so this is actually floating still. And then you'll notice that guy, he just tried to divert up here. So they will try to divert up and walk around. As much as I can, I have it blocked off. Again, there's certain spots, like I can't build in here. But anywhere I could build, I have built to make sure that they're not going to be able to get up. And again, dynamo dart combo. If they get over here, another dynamo dart combo if they try to divert up this way. Really just trying to avoid any strays walking around and attacking the amp from other directions. But even if something did get around, everything is somewhat reinforced with even a trap or two, because that's all you really need to handle a single husk sometimes. Alright, we are getting a repeat here in Wave 10. This is B-Amp once again from the east, so it's literally been the same spawn 3 times in a row, just different directions. Last one was attacking our A-Amp. This one is just attacking Sinkhole again. So it went from Sinkhole to Tunnel, back to Sinkhole, all from that same northeast spawn here. So you'll notice this is where the walls broke from that last spawn, but the dart is still shooting, so I still have that. I just lost that other dart here and the dynamo right there. But otherwise everything else is still here. And I have a secondary dart. So say they broke this dart, I have a secondary one right here because I found that sometimes that will happen. And this is already a difficult amp to set up when you have floors and walls. So with only ceilings and a few walls, I really had to get as much benefit as possible out of this build to be able to still kill the husks before they make it up here. Because there's not a lot of space, there's not a lot of room. This is probably one of the toughest directions to trap for this amp. Little dragon. Alright. And we see smashers, but again, like, there's so much going on here. Like, even if they're coming up here, these darts here are set up to hit them. There's darts in behind set to hit them. So over there is really good. And then over here, ooh, no, he's nice. Over here, there is also darts and stuff being set to kill. And it's, you know, as you can tell, it's clearing out most things, especially with supercharged traps right now going on. It's helping me tremendously with the extra bonus waves. And another good thing about the floating base, smashers, mini bosses, they have no idea what to do. Like, look, he's just going psycho. He had no clue. And that smasher didn't work. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons I even started trying to do the floaty bases in Twine, was just to deal with the smashers. They swapped the aggro out and they were just attacking everything. So I knew the idea from my buddy a long time ago existed. He said that people said that you couldn't do Twine or Canny, so I figured I'd prove it wrong in doing Twine. And as I said, it worked really well, but I just didn't get any video footage, so I might revisit that. But here I am in Canny doing it, and it's working quite beautifully. And we're back here on B-Amp once again. This time it's being hit from the north. And I just saw a propane light up down there, so something's going on down below there. And my main worry was this whole tunnel here. Because you'll notice as I go up, because all this scaffolding is still here and I didn't want to connect or disturb it in any way, I was limited in what I can do up here. So this part really worried me, but not a lot of husks want to come up here. They're still wanting to go up. Now that's not good, but yeah, they're still wanting to go up this way for the most part. The gas traps do set off the propane. I have moved a few of them around. I'm not sure if I'm setting those ones off more so than the traps are. But I've run it a few times now to kind of get where I can get the gas traps to work and where I have to switch them up for some ceiling electric fields to be a little taller. I find the best places is kind of towards the amp, because by then the propanes are all dead. Where I don't have walls with sound walls, it's, you know, a little limiting on what I can do. And there's that. So I'm just going to avoid going down that way. And I'll just go through this tunnel if I can. Yeah, they're really propaning this time around. And we'll just go up here. Again, I didn't even trap half this out as much as I probably should have. But it's fairly minor where I found this direction doesn't normally have issues. My main issue with Sinkhole is this east side. Alright, now we're here at Tunnel again, and this one's coming from the east. And walking around, I try to get a few of the traps set up. This one's a little tough to set up with base, but I just try to do it the best way I possibly could. Again, this wasn't really built for base specifically. I just wanted to see what I can get away with. I'm just using base now to see how far it will go. And you'll see the flingers trying to find their piece, their place. I kind of like to see where they walk. But most of the times, all their pathing is going to be all covered. And again, everything set up to be sky only. I do have a lot of darts, because I found, especially with this amp, they would stand back here and throw. See, he's even trying to come up over here. So when he stands up here, no matter where he goes on this little bumpy ridge that he thinks he can get away with, there's darts hitting them everywhere. So all these darts are pretty much for those guys, because flingers like to come up here and do their thing. So water huskies getting a little further along, but the traps made short work of them. I mean, this is all kind of more durability in the front end, so anything that is getting through, you know, might not be fully damaged, but as soon as they kind of get to the back end here, all my gas traps and zappers are all crit style, so usually they can clear out anything that might trickle through. Here is wave 15. I've just set it to spawn right now. No point putting it up here when the tornado will just clear it off and I'll have to re-put it down. But you'll see the tornado just rips through pretty much anywhere around the amp. And I have this metal set up because everything's built in wood aside from this little line. And this just shows how far the tornado can go for me. So when I was building, I kind of could, you know, prep for that. And I have it crossed off like this and up. So the tornado won't generally come up all the way here, but you will see that it does, you know, hit a good radius around. So it just allows me to kind of prep to make sure that I have everything trapped out the way I need it to be. Alright, so we're up here and the tornado's moving around.
That's why you want to stay away from tornadoes, rookie.
And so this doesn't hamper anything this wave, but what happens is in the later waves, it makes it so that there's not as much traps hitting the husks. Like even down here in my tunnels, you'll see I lost some of my ceilings. And because I pretty much primarily am using ceilings, that's what makes the tornado a bit of an annoyance when it comes to doing this style of trapping. And because the husks are higher level, I can't get away. I can't get away with putting no builds around here and just using walls or something like that, because then it's not floating. So yeah, there's a lot of struggles to this. Alright, so we're back at B again. And I have base set up kind of in the same spot I did before. This again is the direction I do not like. So they keep putting me and spawning me with this spawn, so that's going to be good for the durability test. This is also the direction and path that is probably the most at risk of them breaching and you know, hitting. Again, I can't put anything down here, so this path always worried me, but I found they don't prefer that route. Instead, they just kind of come up straight up here. Or if they do, they kind of come through this tunneling right up here. So they like to walk up this way. He's walking around, but yeah, it's very rare. I do have some traps here, so if they do try to walk all the way up here, they are getting hit all the way to here. And then if they do divert up, they're getting hit. But inside, once they're in, it's almost like a clear path for them. This is the main path that I hope they walk up. Is I have this all set up, and then I have a dart right there hitting them along that path. And then as I get up again, I can't build anything here. But there's enough covering that I'm okay with them going up that way. And then I did have some dynamos and darts that the smasher usually ends up just breaking. I'd rather them break that than something else, so I kind of have just left it for now. But we've kind of already taken a look at this. This is more just to show it working now at this stage. Again, anytime you see a dynamo or a dart, they are hovering. And I'm trying to just hit him wherever I can. That's really, I mean, the goal in this. You have very limited trap ability where I'm not using the floors or walls. So I'm really just taking advantage of every nook and cranny I can to make it work. And I'm not healing everything, just like critical pieces that I see, especially in some of the more tunnely style builds. This one I'm kind of just letting him go at it. And I'll heal myself. Where is he going now? See, they have no idea where to go. I think he's going to try to go on the roof. Where is he going to try to attack now? Ooh, smart guy. So he just took out one of my darts. That's funny. And now he can take out the dynamo. See, this is where it can start getting a little sticky for the east spawn, because now he just got rid of 2 key traps. But that's all they'll get done. There's still other traps here, but yeah, that's a big one. But I find a lot of the husks will still path up here, so I still might be safe. But yeah. Wave 18. So they don't have a lot they can destroy, but they still find their few pieces they can break. Flingers really like this water area right here and throwing, but that's why I have these electric fields here and everything covered and blocked, so they can't do that. And husks will make it a little closer now, but they still shouldn't hit the amp too much. Yeah, I think this is so far the closest that they've come on this amp. On this side. And then you do see them trying to go around. I'm just going to try to take a look and see if I can find out where. So yeah, they're going to try to come up here. You'll see, like, even from right there, sometimes they'll try to walk around, otherwise they'll come up here, and then sometimes try to divert up here. I do have as much as I can get in here without wrecking the tunnels too much. But yeah, not a whole lot to cover when you're seeing the same amp over and over and over again, but the main thing, everything's floating, and there's nowhere that flingers can throw from. Flingers are kind of the biggest issue when you're dealing with floaty bases is flingers, just because you're not having any block off. There's no pathway that they can't go. So trying to make sure that they get every spot that they would go to covered and trapped out, so that they're not causing havoc on your base. Alright, so I keep putting down bouncer pads for some reason instead of my base, but here we are. I've set it all up. Now this is the wave that the tornado has rampaged, and because the husks are getting stronger and some are getting to the back end, this is where it starts to get a little finicky, the ceiling only style base. However, I'm hoping that with supercharged traps and a few of adjustments that I've made on the builds, that it's going to do a little bit better now, but we'll see. This is pretty much just me trying to see what I can get away with, and yeah, beautiful. So he's down. The main thing is it's the huskies. I want to make sure that they can't get through. And this direction is not as bad as the east side, but I still have had issues on it after tornado and then hitting through, specifically because the water huskies. But I've swapped out a few of the energy traps for nature traps, so the ceiling electric fields up here, there's 3 rows. That middle row is nature now, and I'm finding that is helping, even without the supercharged trap team perk in play, having that nature there has helped this direction and this side very much so. And I mean, so far this amp has taken no damage, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I like this style of build because it's so open. There's not anything in your way between you and the house, because it's pretty much, you know, you're relying on everything kind of out of the way to do damage to them, which is, I don't know, it's nice. I like the just how open it looks and how much view you have if you were wanting to fight. If you're wanting to fight, this style build I think is honestly better than any tunneling system, just because of that open mobility and freedom to move around. And I mean, even without fighting, it does a lot of damage. So with fighting, it opens up so much room, and you don't have to worry about smashers. Like, a smasher passes you, who cares? He's not causing much problem. Which is a main thing if you have tunnels that you're trying to fight. You're trying to make sure the smashers don't wreck your stuff. When you take that out of the equation, I don't know, it's a lot more enjoyable in my opinion. And then if you really wanted to, you can always just, you know, you can build and do stuff, but I'm opting not to for the challenge, but there is a lot of possibility. Even putting block off in floors, walls, like anything like that to make it more strong will work in your favor. This again is just pushing the bounds to show what you can get away with, and then adding anything on top of that just makes it that much easier. Because there's a lot of these traps that just aren't being utilized, in all honesty. You can look through and check out durability, and you'll see that some of these traps barely get used at all. So traps like that, you'd never have to actually have here. I just, you know, trying to cover all my bases. So there's traps put in places in case something happens, or in case a husk goes that way. But yeah, I'm liking this so far. This is promising. Wave 20, and husks aren't even getting to that bottom phase. They're basically being held at this line right here. Anything getting lower than that is basically smashers. What you gonna do, bud? Dum-dum. We've seen this amp multiple times now in this recording, so it's pretty much, you know, same old, same old. Again, traps up there. Try to take a closer look at some of these. They spawn all the way in here, which is super close to the other amp. So this cross spawn just kind of blows. It makes doing these things really difficult, but that's part of the fun of the challenge. So yeah, this one's probably the most problematic. However, I mean, we're being hit multiple times here and things are still running fairly smoothly, so knock on wood, everything will go good. And I've really tried to maximize anywhere I could put a trap. I really can't think of anything else that I can do here really to get more damage in play. Aside from what I'm doing. And oh, those guys over there, that's interesting. Oh, he just swapped around, and that's good. Okay. So see, I haven't actually seen them break that before, but I think that might be why. That's cool. So I'll go over here. Yeah, he's exploded. Yeah, this path is, I don't know why they want to come up this way, but I just let them, and they don't really make it very far. Me being right around the amps too causes them to be a little bit more aggressive than they normally would be. Oh look, he's going up. Maybe we can see where they would be trying to path. Because I want to kind of see that. Where are you going? Like, this is like not the smartest pathing for a husk to take. Yeah. Like, as a smasher, better luck than the husky, but I have no idea what that husky's plan was. And I see more these aren't really more things I have to note to demolish. But all right. Here we are. Oh, we have a Husky actually getting through. Thankfully that dart was there. Otherwise, he probably would have hit that amp. Oh, and then we have a lot more Husks trying to go this way now. Oh, they're all walking up here instead of going this way. Isn't that weird? Yeah, he just kamikazed. Okay, he was facing one direction and then like reverted over in from my view. Yeah, they're kind of all over the place right now. This is kind of funny. Alright, so here we are. Back at A. Back at our tunnel lamp. And this one's from the east, not the north. So, kind of thankful in that one because the north is that cross spawn that has just been hit over and over again. So I'm kind of glad that we're getting a little reprieve from that. And you'll see that some traps are already worn out just from the amount of spawns that we've got there. So this is again the furthest that I've seen this go now. Pretty much probably mostly in part due to the supercharged traps. However, the fact that it's still without fighting and there's no floors or walls, I think that's still pretty good. I wasn't really expecting to be full AFK on this, but even 23 is really good, or going to 22 is pretty good, with no moving around and just kind of turning it on and walking away. But here where I'm walking around with base, I'm getting a lot more success. So I'm getting away with a lot more, and it's allowing me to get a lot farther in this. Hopefully to wave 30. That's the goal. Wave 30 with no fighting and no floors or walls. And with wood. Yeah. So kind of the tail end of wave 25 now here. Again, because they're a little weaker, they actually aren't getting through, so my worries are a little unfounded. The lack of strength is really benefiting. So they're not even getting near as close as some of the other waves have. They're still very far back. So yeah, not too bad at all. Where's this big one hitting? Okay, that time it did clear out some tiles, so there we go. Proper meteor hit. And it's not too bad of a spot. I mean, there's worse places it could have hit. But yeah, so far everything is still holding really strong from this direction, which is nice. We might even do this. Alright, so I accidentally lost the recording of Wave 26. Basically, it all went pretty smoothly aside from 2 Husks getting through following a Smasher. Again, they're following right behind that Smasher. And we're going to get 2? Yeah, 2 of them hit. Although, there we go. We just lost the 80% now on Wave 27. And I mean, he can break any of those walls. It's really not going to do much. The only thing I don't like is he's kind of just hovering there and setting off these traps around. But so far, it's only caused the one issue. This is another piece. I always see them exploding right here, so this is another area I might look at raising and making it seem electric fields. Maybe even swapping it out to a zapper where there's only a few Husks actually getting up here at a time, just to avoid that explosion piece. But that comes with a lot of just watching it and like making small tweaks. after every game, so that it constantly is getting better. This is fairly new. This is probably only about the 5th time I've run this, and this is the first time I've run it at this level, so husks react differently to different builds, so you gotta kind of test the grounds, and I think he's gonna follow me instead of the amp. But he came up a completely different way. It's like they came up and around. They went a long way around. And another propane going off. And we lose another tile. But now that we're at the end, I'm not overly concerned about that. Just getting to this spot, considering the build, I think is a win in itself. Alright, well, let me hope I can save this one properly. Wave 27 done. Alright, and lucky me, for wave 28, I am getting Sinkhole to the east again. They have just been brutally giving me this amp lots. So the mini bosses are walking one way and everything else is walking this way, so I'm hoping that will save me a little bit, but this could be where it ends. Purely the amount of times I've gotten hit from this amp. And you'll notice, yeah, so the smashers and mini bosses all like taking that route. And then from here, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen this one yet. I know what the mini bosses normally do. Yeah, they just knock that whole section down. So I'll probably even have a flinger come up here now, because this was to stop flingers from coming up here. I don't have any roofs here anymore, so they managed to knock down a little section. We'll see what that does, if that impacts things. That's normally what they do, is just kind of walk in place in one spot sometimes, but it looks like this amp, there's a few more things that they can break. Okay, so he didn't destroy the dynamo or anything, which is nice. I want to try to keep as much there as possible. And they're going up and around, and now they're going to break all these walls. Okay, or that one at least, which will break these ones. Oh no. Oh yeah, so now you'll probably see, because unless I have it reinforced somewhere else, which I don't because it broke, all this is going to fall. Once he breaks that, I'm going to lose a lot. Oh, he just phase shifted down. Oh my gosh, that pretty much just saved me. That would have broken a lot. That one wall is pretty much the only thing holding up about 5 or 6 traps there. So I'm kind of glad, although now he's back and he just teleported again. It's going to make me nervous. Maybe if I don't look. But a lot more coming up here now. There's a lot more coming up. Like I said, this might be where it ends. But we'll see. I have a feeling I'll go around and see. As I do this, watch everything start dropping. Now I'm getting nervous with the propaner. But yeah, all the traps here are pretty much getting worn out now. Any of the electric fields here. I still have a few of the drop traps, but a lot of that spawn area is done. This dart's done. This dart was a saving grace for a long time. This nurse is just healing anything in here, so that's not helping. That wall is still up. I'm just going to heal it because I need that wall. That's not good to drop, because that whole, all those darts will go away, everything will be gone. And the good thing is the mini boss is almost dead. Although the healer being right there is not very kind. So you see the healer is kind of what caused that husky to come up here. Otherwise, so far we're doing good. I say that with reason. Oh no, the mini boss is all fully healed again. Yay, thanks lady. You're super kind. Alright, I'm just going to heal a little bit. They're going more that route now. So now that that route has been a little less trapped out, you'll notice not as many are coming up this way. I mean, people are following me now. But aside from the smashers and mini boss, nothing's really coming up that way. Everything's coming up this way. And now this little guy got through. So a lot more is getting through at this stage. The only reason why it's going this far is because of the supercharged trap team perk. Without that, this would have been game over. But, I mean, even as that big wave came up, most of them got cleared out, which is nice. And this amp has been hit, like, I think 5 times now from this direction alone, let alone the other direction. So this one has just gotten its fair share of love, that's for sure. And yeah, you'll notice, like, everything is being broken now. We're getting to the end of the endurance, so things are looking a little haggard. But it's still alive, and pretty much at this stage, that's all that matters. Yeah. These nurse husks are really just taking advantage of the fact that half these traps are gone. And they're just kind of healing things as they get up. Yeah, definitely couldn't handle another hit on this wave, or this amp, that's for sure. But I think we might pull it off. And see, now these gals, they're taking advantage of there's no darts being here anymore, nothing covering overhead. They're totally taking advantage of it. So I'm just glad it's not a flinger wave now, because that would have been over. But wave 28 done. Yay! All the spawn traps are gone now. The durability is all worn out. Because this, again, it's the cross spawn. So that's why they're getting a lot closer, and they're pretty much going to break it, as this cross spawn was just awful. It was awful to me this time around. All those traps are gone, so it's pretty much just all at the back end now that I'm relying on. And it's going to probably be a nail biter to see if it actually goes through or not, because without those spawn traps, you're really just with a small corridor of traps left to really do the damage. And again, supercharged traps, the team perk, is the only reason why this is even going to go as far as it is, and help me out and hopefully let me get to wave 30. If I can get to wave 30, I pretty much, unless it's another cross spawn hit, I pretty much know that we're good. But yeah, being wave 30, it is random and canny, so that will be the real deciding factor if this goes the full 30 waves or not. This has not been a nice random wave setup for me. And it's going to probably end. We're in red now. That is not a good sign. And the nurse is right at the back end. That is not cool. That is not cool. 2 minutes left. I really want to throw a drone up, but I'm trying to hold back so much. It's not fair. Yeah, those TNT, the propaners just go up and try to do their damage from afar. Very interesting. Ooh. Every second is like a time ticking. Oh, look at that. Look at that wave of them. Oh, this is painful. That almost cleared it off. Another wave like that and it's done. It gets hit once more even. Ooh. To the wire. Oh, and then we have a cowboy up here. Oh, the propaners broke all those traps. 1 minute left. You can do it. Oh, to the wire. Oh, this is a big group coming up now. This might be it. Can I deter him? Can I deter him? Whew. I'll cheat. I'll cheat a little bit to win. Maybe if I go down. I don't want to look. I can't watch it fail. Not this far. Ooh. Brutal. Hey, dude. Oh, nice. Saved by the zapper. Like nothing. There's not a single trap in here. Just brutal. But it saved on. Oh my gosh, it saved. Nice.
Another wave coming soon.
Oh, if it was going to save from the east, I would have cried. Okay, there we go. I thought. Oh, no, it is from the east. No. No, no, no. Yeah, this is done. GG. So bad. There's no way this is going through. This amp has just been brutally attacked. That cross spawn got hit so much. Ooh. Brutal. Very brutal. Alright, so we're here, wave 30. Once again, sinkhole east, and I'm just not holding my breath. 30 waves to be brutally hit with random waves constantly at the one amp that's problem, or the one direction that can be a problem. 3 mini bosses, so that's fun. I mean, I'm hoping, but I don't know. I'm not that hopeful. I don't have many traps in between the amp and the spawn now. The fact that it's even held on this long is impressive to me. It's gotten hit so much, like so many random waves. Like so many spawns from this direction. I think we got hit 6 times just from this one direction, and it's a cross spawn. And the other side got hit like 3 or 4 times, so that's like 10 spawns in one like area. I don't know. Oop. Yeah, there goes the propane. They're just gonna blow everything up if I'm too close. I mean, the fact that this is even holding up this long is a win, but oh yeah, see, they broke that one tile and now everything's gone. There's not a single trap really left. I just shot a bow by accident when I was trying to jump. My finger twitched. Oh, this is just bad. Come on, I'm hoping supercharged traps saves me. Yeah, there's one hit. Oh yeah, if they're going up around too, there's no way. And now he's hitting that trap. I don't have many traps left, man. Leave him alone. my poor base. My poor base. Like, there's literally nothing here left. Like, a few drop traps. That's basically it. That electric field, a few drop traps. Man. Nothing. Nothing anywhere. And they're even coming up here now. Look, they're even walking around and avoiding all my traps. They're just mocking me now. They're gonna come and attack at like the last like 20 seconds. Guaranteed. I can't believe this is holding on. There's just no... I'm a little cheating right now, but I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I want this to go full 30 waves. Like, there's just so little up here now. Alright, see if I can get them back. I'm basically using any trick I can at this stage to win without fighting. I'll make them chase me. I'll carry them through the loops. I'm just going to run the loop. I mean, the fact that I can get hit by this much on this amp and still manage it without walls or floors, I think that's a good victory in itself, but I just want the win now. You go through this for so long, you don't want to lose on wave 30. So I'm basically just toying with them. I mean, most times when I'm AFK, I'm back usually by wave 30 anyway, but this isn't so much anything now other than me just wanting to have that candy completed wave 30. Oh, but you'll notice they're not all falling for it now. Some are getting up there. Like I said, that last 20 seconds. Follow me. Let me win. No, don't go up there. Come this way. Look at me, I'm juicy. I don't want to die though either. I made sure not to hit anything with my sword as I went up. Let's see if I can get a little bit of health here. And then go around again. 17 seconds. Oh man. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Unintentional swipe, although I didn't kill anybody with that. Oh my god, I can't believe I did it. Boom, wave 30. No walls or floors. Alright, that is the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the time. Hope you can find some of this information helpful, at the very least entertaining. So have yourself a great day. Thanks again, and I'll catch you around.